Jacob Kirkbride, SAFC Fan TV. Josh, before the game, we were optimistic. We thought it would be pretty straightforward for us to get the 3 points today, but at full time, it's gone completely the opposite way, and we're all massively disappointed the way how the performance turned out.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. Like I was saying before, the whole game, I thought there were a load of positives to come out of it. I thought one of them particularly was Will Grigg out of the whole game, his movement. But today, our centre-backs, they just seemed incapable of playing a short pass. Every time the ball was hoofed from the back straight to Will Grigg. And it's no good playing hoofball to a striker who's, well, it's not his game, is it?
No.
What's
What's with the way how Parkinson sets up his teams with this 3-4-3 system? It's like we're meant to play with pace in that system, but we don't have any players that can do that, and we just resulted too much, particularly when we went a goal down in that first half, playing too many long hoof balls up towards Will Grigg and Aidan O'Brien. It just didn't work at all.
Definitely, I would agree with that. The only outlet of pace that I can see we do have is Denver Hume. However,
he had a good game.
As much as he got forward, and he was probably one of our best outlets, his final product is shocking.
Yeah. How many decent crosses a game does Denver Hume put in? I've said this many times before.
If he plays the ball across the floor into the box with some pace, we might have a chance. But he just lobs it, and it seems to go over even Charlie White. It just goes over everyone's head. No one can reach it, and like I say, it's the same with Luke O'Nien as well. I'm a big fan of Luke O'Nien, but his end product today as well was shocking.
Yeah,
the crosses coming into the box weren't good enough.
Luke O'Nien, I mean, goes back to that debate. He's playing too far out wide. We need him in that creative role, but then again, Chris Maguire plays their best, and when we do have him there, he can put the ball in the back of the net like he did second half. But in that first period, Chris Maguire, he was just playing too far out wide, just in no man's land, and was just completely man-marked out of the game.
I seem to notice as well, especially in the first half, he was coming. Obviously, he was out wide, but he was also coming quite deep to get the ball, and he was trying to do switch passes, and every time he gave it away, it just didn't happen for Chris. Obviously, I mean, the finish in the second half was great, but I kind of feel that that's papering over cracks a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think he played well at all today.
No, it was just overall the team performance was very poor. I think all our players will come off the pitch today knowing that they should have done a lot better in certain areas, particularly in the first half. I mean, what was Lee Burge doing? Just 2 minutes into the game making a stupid mistake like that.
I saw one comment on Facebook about Lee Burge spearing the Bristol Rovers player, and that is literally what happened. First of all, I have to say, George Dobson, the foul he gave away for their free kick leading to the goal is daft. He's not. He can't start for us if we're serious about going up.
Yeah. Why was it Scowen for me? Like probably one of our most standout performers in pre-season, and what's his reward? He gets left on the bench for the first league. I just didn't understand it at all.
Massively frustrated about that because I thought in pre-season as well, he had Scowen doing all the dirty work, as he's called the Rat, as he likes to be known as, doing all the dirty work, and that enabled Max Power to go forward a little bit more. And I think when Max Power goes forward, I actually believe creatively he's not too bad. I think he might be able to possibly, like we saw at the Bristol Rovers check trade game, get the best out of Will Grigg, because obviously where they've had that connection at Wigan as well. And also Max Power, he's not got a bad shot on him, as we saw today. But I just feel like he has to. He's always making up for Dobson's errors.
Yeah.
Like I say, if we're serious about it, it's got to be Scowen for me instead of Dobson.
SAFC Fan TV now joining me all the way from Houston, Texas, over in the United States is Keith. Keith, how did you feel about the game today? First of all, I have to say, absolute pleasure to have an American fan on the channel. Honestly, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, it's always fun to watch you guys go back and forth. The banner that you got, it's a good combination. But as far as the game today, it started out bad, right? I mean, it was obviously a PK. I thought it was warranted. It kind of threw us off going down in the first 2 minutes, but I thought we turned it around towards the end of the half, and thought that we looked good in the second half. I thought we deserved to win the game. Things bounce here and there, you know what I mean? Keeper had a good save that hit off the post, and we just couldn't finish a couple of chances. I thought for them, I thought Hanlon was just good. You know what I mean? We couldn't handle him in the first half. He kind of got through us a little bit, but for the most part, we handled it.
Yeah, particularly the play you just touched on there. It felt like the only way we could properly stop him was just put it in a solid 2-footed tackle. I mean, when they got that first goal, that they really put the pressure on. Like for a 5-minute spell afterwards, they really, like, particularly on set pieces, like we really looked nervous, and we just had to like ease ourselves into the game slowly. Obviously, in the second half, it helped a bit, that half-time team. I mean, I can imagine Phil Parkinson definitely gave them a massive team talk at half-time to do. But right. I think we just need to know that teams are going to play that way when they come to the Stadium of Light, and we just have to improve so much better in terms of how we're going to break them down. And we haven't seemed to have learnt our lessons from last season. Right.
Well, and that's why I think the PK kind of threw us off, because if we would have played the way we did in the second half, if we would have played that in the first half, I think it's a different game. You know, I thought we threw the ball ahead way too much for Grig's liking. I think I counted 4 or 5 times he had to head the ball towards the goal. That's not going to work.
Yeah, you know I mean, Grig only had about 3 or 4 touches in the first half.
Yeah, and I mean, he had that one in the second half where he came down the left and actually something happened. You know what I mean? That's the game that needs to happen for us to do something. I just thought that the strategy going in, if it was how it worked out, it wasn't a good one in the first half. But I thought that they adjusted in the second half, and if we keep seeing the same thing, we're going to get found out when it comes to other teams. You know, we have to. That was one thing about Jack Ross, was he did the same thing over and over and over and over. And if we do that same thing this game over and over, it's going to be the same results. You know, we've got to change a little bit. I thought that bringing on Graham was a good addition. I'm surprised that he had the long hair and the look that he
it looks like a rock star, doesn't
he? He looked the part, though. You know what I mean? He looked confident. He looked like he was going forward. Things were going well with him. But I really think that we've got to find a way to get Maguire more involved. I mean, he just wasn't in the first half.
Yeah, playing in behind, he doesn't work playing out on the wing. I've said this to all my mates before. It just does not work at all. But one thing I'll ask you quickly is, what did you, obviously, Lyndon Gooch, born and bred over the United States. I can imagine you're a massive fan of his. Do you feel like we brought him on too late for him to affect the game today?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to see the preseason games, and so I know there was a lot of knocks on him on Twitter preseason. So I just kind of talking from last season, I thought he should get a good little run. I mean, I'm a Gooch fan. I'm not a massive Gooch fan. I mean, if we go to the championship, I don't know that he's going to contribute a whole lot. But the style that he plays, he scored a lot of goals from coming out on the wing. And so if that can help, the question is going to be, how do we get Maguire, Grig, O'Brien, and Gooch on the field at the same time? You know what I mean? Somebody's going to get left off. And so I thought O'Brien is better than Gooch at this point. You know, I like the way O'Brien plays. He plays with that confidence. And I was okay with Gooch getting some time. He's just gonna have to find his way off the bench and impact the game.
SAFC Fan TV, I'm joined by Charlie from One Rovers Vlogs. Charlie, you must be absolutely buzzing with that point today. Honestly, you couldn't have wished for a better start to the season.
Yeah, pretty unbelievable, really. Obviously, took the lead. Rest of the game was pretty much backs to the wall, but you know, we all knew it was going to be like that. Obviously, everyone, well, even Rovers fans predicted, you know, even I predicted a 3-1 defeat. But yeah, delighted with a point. Could have been even better, but obviously you broke us down in the end for a really good goal from Maguire. But yeah, I'll definitely take a point, massive point.
I mean, one thing I must say, you kept your shape very well, particularly in the first half when every time we came forward, like you got back into position very well. But when you went on the counter attack, you won a few set pieces, and I thought, particularly, you looked very dangerous from those set pieces. Particularly, you had that 5-minute spell after, was it Luke Leahy scored the penalty?
Yeah.
Where you were really coming onto us strong, and like we looked very nervous, but I think we needed to get to half time to like really calm our nerves down. And I think second half we controlled the game, but our passing rhythm wasn't there. And I just thought you guys defended very well today.
Yeah, obviously I was delighted, obviously like all of us, because obviously last week against Ipswich defensively we were shocking, and obviously Garner said in his interview after that, obviously they worked on defence and we were superb. I couldn't have faulted them. The players, we knew it was going to be backs to the wall, and all of them, obviously the keeper as well, Yakola, just come back from international duty with Finland. He was class as well. But yeah, defensively, shape was excellent, and that's what it needed to be. Otherwise, it could have been a battering, because you did have a lot of chances, but you know, we managed to keep it at bay.
Yeah, also I must say a fantastic save from your keeper to tip Max Power's shot onto the post in the final few minutes of the game. That was a tremendous stop. But yeah, I felt at times like we struggled to cope with your counter attack, particularly in the first half. I thought your two wingers did very well, and I think the only way we felt to stop them was just by committing stupid fouls, which I know we just gave too many stupid set pieces away today, which led to you getting the penalty for the guy. I mean, I don't know what Lee Burge was trying to do. No. It was almost like a rugby tackle, to be honest.
Yeah,
it felt like he was just trying to pull down the trousers of your player, to be honest. I mean, it was that shocking. But you guys did very well. Like, you'd just be absolutely delighted with that point. And I think that result hopefully can give you a load of confidence going into the start you've got this season.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we got Ipswich coming up, obviously losing 3-0 to them. But yeah, massive point. Proper gutsy performance, which it needed to be away at the Stadium of Light. And you know, it could have been even different. You know, I think just after half time, Bailey Wright should have been sent off. Already on a yellow, took out Hanlon. Should have been a second yellow, in my opinion. He was, you know, sort of same position where he got the yellow in the first half, and Hanlon went past him, Wright took him out, and he could have been a different game.
I mean, my argument towards you, I mean, that George Dobson red card, I know he was one of our worst players today. That was absolutely abysmal. I mean, he won the ball. I don't know what the referee was watching. I mean, personally, I felt tactically you guys were spot on in like frustrating us in terms of obviously like taking your time in terms of like a lot of set pieces and that, but we expect every team to do that, and like we should have expected that a little bit more, particularly when they come to the Stadium of Light. But tactically, as I said, you guys were spot on, and we just struggled to cope with that at times.
Yeah, I think obviously we did take a bit longer. Like obviously, like you said, every team would. But I'm just so happy, you know, with a point. Obviously, it was gutting when you scored, but you could have easily have had 3 or 4 if it went for our keeper making some quality saves and defensive blocks. But yeah, I'm just buzzing with that. Really, a point. And you know, obviously, like you said, the red on Dobson. Obviously, I think it was just the way he went in. I know he got the ball, but
yeah, the angle where the referee was stood as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. I mean, Dobson didn't have the best of games today. I think he just wanted to show a little bit of heart and passion towards the end. And personally, I think he won the ball. I'm still going to stand by that. But
yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, the way how he did lunge in, I just knew what was going to happen straight away. The referee was going to pull out a red. But anyway, you guys should be delighted with that result today, and I wish you all the best for Ipswich next week.
Yeah, definitely. Cheers. All the best to Sunderland for the rest of the season as well.